Skyscrapers are defining features of every city skyline, but some are more unique than others. Today, I'll be building the most iconic and unique skyscrapers in the world. And what better place to focus on than the birthplace of the skyscraper, the Windy City, Chicago. First, I will be building the Aqua Tower. The Aqua Tower uses its design to capture the human and outdoor connections that occur easily on the ground. What makes this building so unique is its connection with nature and how it combines form and function. Each balcony was designed with sunlight, views, and use cases in mind. The result is a stunning marshmallowy texture that sticks out in all the best ways on the skyline. When building this skyscraper, I had to build one floor at a time, but I was able to copy and paste the previous layer and then alter it slightly to speed up the building process. I relied heavily on diagrams I found thanks to the studio that designed the building, Studio Gang. As always, the most difficult part about building skyscrapers is the start. Surprisingly, this building took much less time than I anticipated, finishing it in just a few hours. The next building is Marina City. Both buildings are apartments located on the Chicago River and were initially planned to have every amenity someone there might need. However, this is not the case today. After recording the video, I realized that I should have added these buildings as well, and they didn't take too long to build. The repetition of their floors made building them quite easy, and honestly, I'm very happy with how they turned out. Up next, I decided to build another Studio Gang building, the St. Regis Chicago. This skyscraper seemed like it would be a walk in the park when I first saw it, but it turned out to be much more difficult than I expected. It took me the better part of an hour figuring out the blocks and color palettes used for this build, and even now I'm not 100% sure if I like it or not. I finished this build by using Axiom to texture the cyan concrete, and just like that, I had finished St. Regis Chicago. Next, I built something I'm sure most of you will recognize, the former John Hancock Center, now 875 North Michigan Avenue. This building and the Sears or Willis Tower are both similar with their color and design, both of which being two of the most iconic skyscrapers of the Chicago skyline. I started by building the outer frame to the building along with the truss-like patterns of the facade. Adding the glass wasn't a problem at all, and that made the black concrete easy to fill in as well. I probably could have done this part a bit more efficiently, but it makes for a cool time lapse. Similarly to the Sears Tower, the spires on this building don't count towards the height of the building, but I had a lot of fun making them as accurate as I could. The difference in height of the spires just add that little bit of uniqueness that makes this building truly special. The next build is quite simple, but it has a significant history. I won't lie, it isn't the most interesting building, but it's an icon of the international style. It was the tallest building in Chicago until the Sears Tower surpassed it. This build took only half an hour to make in Minecraft, and the majority of the time spent was on the roof detailing. However, I did intentionally slow down the copy and pasting for the time lapse. To make up for the simple design, I worked more on texturing the final build. Next, we have the Sears or Willis Tower. I couldn't make a video about Chicago's skyscrapers without including this one. The Sears Tower uses a bundled tube design and was the tallest building in the world for a time as well. This is one of my favorite skyscrapers to build in Minecraft. Its simple design makes it super fun and satisfying to make. Similar to the John Hancock Center, the roof was my favorite part to build, specifically the two spires. These two buildings share a striking resemblance because they were made by the same firm, SOM. It was much easier to design the glass facade of this building over the St. Regis Chicago, even though I used a similar technique. Overall though, I'm extremely happy with how this build turned out and how all of the builds turned out as well. If there's one thing to take away from this video, it's that Chicago knows damn well how to build skyscrapers.